Hey, what's good, party people? Welcome to the Big Bossman Roundtable. Wood, what's good, bro?
Man, I can't call it, brother. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I don't know it. I don't know it. I ain't killing nothing, and nothing won't die.
I want to make one quick comment, man, and it's kind of a rant, to be honest with you, bro.
Okay.
It's so many people on TV right now, and they're being exposed. Um, we had an off-air, conversation just a second ago, and you saw people who really don't know. But the NBA right now is so many people that are being exposed because they have no clue what they're talking about.
Right.
They don't have a clue. And they all say the same thing. Oh, the Knicks are done. The Knicks are finished.
Right.
And I'm not gonna say the name. I want to say his name bad, but I'm not gonna say his name.
Right.
But it's just embarrassing how we sit up there and watch people who get paid for their basketball takes that are no more qualified than you and I to talk
Right.
about basketball.
Right.
And I'm talking about major networks, bro, like ESPN
Yeah.
and Fox Sports, and CBS Sports. And these are, and I think the biggest issue with that is when they start letting beat writers, pose as analysts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these dudes are really nothing but fans, if we being honest. They
Yeah.
nothing but fans, bro.
Yeah. Beat writers are nothing more than journalists.
That's it. They write about the team. They
Yeah.
write about the team. And you'll see, them on ESPN, and they'll be asking a beat writer for a breakdown.
Yeah. What are we
and,
doing?
and that's why you get so much bad information.
Right.
Because you're asking beat writers for breakdowns. You get bad information.
Right.
I'm LeBron homeboy, and I got some news some scoops back in 2018. So now I'm an expert.
Now I'm an expert.
Now I can talk about officiating. Now I can say the Pacers got screwed in game one. It's so embarrassing, bro.
It's so embarrassing.
I'm embarrassed for these dudes.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed for them. That's how bad it is. And I watch these networks, and I watch people, and I'm like, if I want basketball takes unbiased that are actually about the sport of basketball, I got to come to the Blowing Chairs Network. I
Yeah.
got to. I got to, because otherwise I'm gonna get a cap tape, and
Yep.
it's gonna be from somebody who never played the game,
Yep.
don't even really watch the game,
Right.
don't study the game, but they giving us expert opinion.
Right.
I'm not a heart surgeon. I can't give anybody a diagnosis on their heart condition.
Right. Right. Hey, bro, I'm with you, bro. As to me, I agree with you on everything you said. And the thing about it is this. Um, um, we probably, in the era of free speech, telling somebody that they can't do something, I'm not for, but I would advise people that if you're not a subject matter expert, then shut up. Like what you said. Right? Just like what you like for instance, when we talk about um the New York Football Giants, right? And one person said Evan Neal was trash, right? Well, man, Evan Neal is trash. Look how he got beat right there.
Right.
They didn't know the scheme that was called. You didn't know what the offensive line adjustment was at the line of scrimmage. You don't know any of these things. But you saw a guy go around Evan Neal because it looked like he stepped the wrong way. Well, he didn't step the wrong way. The fact of the matter is the Giants' interior linemen, the center and their two guards, couldn't block me. And you have to pick your poison. Do I get beat straight up the middle or do I get beat around the outside?
And the responsibility of that tackle is to always check inside first. You
Yes,
never that's really in football, period. You never allow free release to the inside.
you
Whether you playing
never get
slot
beat up
corner,
the middle. Yeah,
boundary corner, you never allow free release to the inside. And that's why I said, you when you draft kids to do things that they're not good at doing, or ask them to do everything on the opposite side of what they've been doing their entire life, and you expect an amazing result from that,
in the
that
beginning,
tells you that tells you why coaches and GMs get fired every year.
every year, bro.
That's why there's always openings. That's why decisions like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's the same thing with with the Knicks, because a lot of people said the Knicks were finished. Oh, they're finished. They're done. They're dead. Dead in the water. And the truth of the matter is, if you're a true fan of the sport, you know how this works. You know how it works.
yeah.
You can't look at game three and say, man, they lost by 40 in game three, so I know they finna get beat by 30 in game four. It
Yeah,
don't work like that, people.
it don't work like
It
that.
don't
Every
work.
team
And
is its
and I,
own entity.
and I know we're not talking like a lot of Knicks related stuff right now, but it to me it just bothers me to a huge degree that it's just so many unqualified takes out there, bro.
Right,
It's
right.
just it's just because that's why I keep telling people, if you want to know about the Knicks in general, come here.
Come here, bro. We gonna tell it like it is, bro.
Come here. And I got love for Big Perk, but Big Perk ain't saying nothing but other than what's been said on Blowing Shields for 3 years.
Yeah,
That's all he's doing. I'm not saying he's stealing content from us, but I'm saying he's giving you the logic and reason that has been dispensed in places like this for years.
hey,
For
but
years.
before I get to your big perk thing, I saved a take for you. I wanted to talk about a certain take just with you during the summer, right? But since you opened Pandora's box, I'm gonna say it here with you right now. You okay with that?
I'm with it.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Pandora's box, right? Right. In Pandora's box were two things. At the very filled up to the brim in Pandora's box were the troubles of the world, right? Soon as she cracked that box open, because she couldn't wait. Soon as she cracked the box open, everything bad just jumped out, right? But you know what else was in Pandora's box? Hope
Was
for
it?
hope for
Oh,
humanity was at the very bottom. So while
I know where
everything
this is
else
going.
escaped and ran all over the world, when she looked in the bottom of the box, hope for humanity was still there. But when we hear the Pandora's box analogy, right, we think, oh, don't open Pandora's box, right? She opened Pandora's box because she just couldn't wait to see what was inside. But inside was two things, right? Inside was two things, right? And at the very bottom of that box was hope for humanity, right? That's that one thing. But here's the thing that I wanted to share with you, and it's gonna kind of make you laugh, but as two um educated folks with vast experience in business and other things who just like to talk sports, ex-athletes that played at a high level, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna make you laugh. Jalen Brunson is the Knicks Tom Brady.
Mm,
Jalen Brunson is the Knicks Tom Brady,
mm.
right?
I see where you're going with that.
So, but really, do you really see where the Knicks are going with it, or I'm going with it?
Yeah, I see where you're going with
Do,
it.
do you see how? Do you see how the head coach came from a legendary coaching tree? Did you see that? Did you see how you could compare a Tom Thibodeau that came from, in theory, from the Pat Riley coaching tree? Not really from the Pat Riley coaching tree, but you could see like how Bill Belichick started his career with the Detroit Lions, but he wasn't known for the Detroit Lions. He was known for the New York Giants. Like
Oh yeah,
how like how Tibbs was known what started his career with San Antonio and Philadelphia under Jack Lyman, or how Tom Thibodeau really cut his teeth with the New York Knicks,
yeah.
and how Bill Belichick really cut his teeth with the New York Giants.
See,
But
I'm
let me throw this one thing in there. The star player was the star player the number one pick in the draft?
I knew you were gonna say that. And I said I know where it's going. I I agree, but I agree in the context more so of when you look at Tom Brady, outside of maybe study habits and pre-snap diagnosis, was he top five in anything else? Like let me put it this way: was he top five in any physical attribute at any point in his career?
Early on is what you're asking me because I'm talking about early
See,
on before we get into Tom Brady.
I'm saying, period,
Uh,
period.
um,
Did he have a top five arm? No. Even guys
no,
like Jay Cutler had nicer arms. Bledsoe had nicer. Did he have top five athletic ability? No,
no, no.
he didn't. Jalen
Um,
Brunson's not top five in any
in
physical category.
no
But the
physical
thing about it
category.
is the toughness and the mindset that embodies, that kid, man, you can't duplicate that, bro. You simply cannot. And this is kind of going back to the original point we talked about, which is why these bogus analyses are so comical because they look at everything in a vacuum. Okay, this dude is built like a when Jalen Brunson walk in the room, you'll think he played for the Bills
Yeah,
or
he
the
looks like
Giants or
he looks like a third down back, bro.
yeah, like he's like a halfback.
Yeah, yeah,
You would think so, and that's why. Don't get me wrong, I love Anthony Edwards. If Jalen Brunson looked and was built like Anthony Edwards, he'd be getting the same amount of hype right now.
yeah.
But they don't want to give it to him.
He wouldn't be a Nick either, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And that's why, as good as he was, it took years for people to finally buy into Brady being, on that level of Peyton Manning. It took years, bro. That
Yeah,
man had to win. He had to win two or three rings before they even put him in the conversations with the Brady's of the
system
world.
quarterback. It's the coaches getting outshined by names like Junior Seau. You know what I'm saying? Richard Seymour. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yep. But here we are on the. They're on the precipice of doing something really great, and I don't even really want to get into the summer, but I will say this: it's time to take every chip you got, even the one that's below the lint in your pocket, and it's time to push it towards the middle of the table. Because right now, people know what you got. The only question about this team going on a run where they win a couple championships is can they stay healthy? It's the only question.
It's the only question.
That's literally the only question. Randall's was a freak incident. Can't really do much about that. But I don't want to do this. I don't want to say. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I think we know who needs to be our center going forward. The
Hmm.
last guy to have 12 offensive rebounds and 5 assists in a playoff game was Moses Malone in 1982.
Yeah. I
And that's
think
the greatest offensive rebounder the game has ever seen.
we got to pat the brakes on this, bro. Let me finish this Tom Brady Jalen Brunson is our Tom Brady thing just real quick. I think it's so early in the process, and in basketball you play so many more games that I think over the years when we look back at this, when we look back at this, I think we'll say that Jalen Brunson is our Tom Brady, right? And the reason why I say that is because in this 2 year stretch, you can't really look at it in a vacuum, so to speak. But if you play the long game with it, there are way more physically talented people on the roster than Jalen Brunson, physically gifted. Just like on those New England teams, there were way more physically gifted players than Tom Brady. But the thing about Tom Brady though is Tom Brady is a winner, right? Br-
Yeah,
Brady is a winner.
that he is. Can't take that away from him.
Nah, nah. There are a lot of parallels too. Man, starving market, embarrassing losses in the finals, starving fan base, lot of stuff, bro. Lot of stuff. Lot of stuff. Lot of stuff.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Uh, I think we have to. I don't agree with people that are saying Tibbs is playing the guys too many minutes, he's wearing them down. But I will say this: W- it's hard to say because the help is in the house. It's just on the injury report. We got to get to the point where we're not where all we need from Brunson is to give us a guaranteed 25 instead of a guaranteed 40 to win a playoff game. And he's. I'm not gonna say he hasn't had help because he has had help. Because Josh Hart has been amazing. Dante has been great 75% of the time. But we got to get to the point. It is again. It's hard to say because you got a dude in Randall that's the top five power forward on the injury report. But I don't ever want to be to the point again where I know if Brunson don't drop 40, we probably gonna lose.
Wood,
That's
this is
what.
Wood. This is just one season, though, bro. It's not the future.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. But what I'm saying is a Bulls fan called me earlier today. He said, "Hey," he said, "You know what I think the Knicks should do?" And I asked him. I said, "I don't care, but you can tell me." He said, "I think the Knicks should trade for Kevin Durant this summer."
Oh my God.
He said, "And I don't think you'll have to give up Randall to do it because they need a million draft picks and they don't have draft picks." And I told him, I said, with the cap situation, that's not really. I don't know how that would be possible. I don't even know what that would look like. But not a Kevin Durant per se, but somebody else to give me a guaranteed dude that I know, okay, if Brunson off, he can give me 30, 40. And really speaking, the playoffs, I do think this would have been the year that Julius Randle would have broke out in the playoffs, just
Right.
having to get hurt again. So I mean, just being completely honest, I just want to get to that point to where I'm confident in the fact if Brunson has an off night, it's all right.
Yeah.
So and so got it. At least get to that point. So and so got it.
Um, a Bulls fan can't tell me nothing, bro. I'm sorry. Even the can how and so here's the thing. How is somebody gonna tell me that Kevin Durant is the answer when he, for one, has had a lot of injuries also?
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think that's the move. I do think there's some other players out there, even a tier or two below him, that would help this team. But back to what I was alluding to first, the Knicks cannot lose Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, questioning whether he's going to get 100+ million and an offer to be the starting five somewhere at this point, it'd be foolish to assume. You should expect it. You should expect it.
Okay.
And people love to say, "Oh, hometown." Look, man, this is 2024. If people haven't been paying attention, people don't give hometown discounts. Now, what they do is what Josh Hart did, which Josh Hart basically all he did was push his money back. He didn't take a discount.
No, he
He
ain't take.
opted in. He opted in and still got his 80 million.
He opted in so the Knicks could sign Dante, right? And he still got. And he got. At the time, we felt like he was overpaid at the time.
Yep. So I mean, I don't see that scenario as a possibility this year, but they can't lose him. As good as Jalen Brunson is, as good as Josh Hart and Dante have been, if they lose that guy, I mean, the offense will have to be reconstructed again because he's become a staple and a mainstay in the offense. The dude, like, let's be real. Our Hart is our secondary playmaker right now.
Yeah, but Wood. Let me just offer this as let me just offer this, man, because I think the Hartenstein train is going at max speed right now, bro. I'm gonna tell you Hartenstein numbers since 420, right? Since 420, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 14 points, 12 rebounds, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 points, 5 rebounds, and yesterday, 7 points and 17 rebounds. Right. But I think before the Isaiah Hartenstein thing, before we start saying Isaiah Hartenstein is a must-have, he's a top 10 center in the league type thing. Let me remind everybody what a top 10 center looks like. A top 10 center looks like Joel Embiid. A top 10 center looks like Jokic. Those two are top 10 centers, wherever you rank them at, right? And then maybe below them, a top 10 center in the league looks like Victor Wembanyama, right? Now, I know everybody can't be Jokic. I know everybody can't be Embiid. I know everybody can't be Victor Wembanyama. I understand it. And I'm not hating on Hartenstein, right? But what I would say is before we lock the center position down and cement that can't ever be broken, I would say consider this. Do you want your starting center to be 7 points and 9 rebounds? Right? And I understand he can pass the basketball and all of that stuff. And I'm not against Hartenstein. What I'm saying is, do you really want to lock Hartenstein up for about 16, 18 million, have Mitch at about 14 million, Jericho Sims at about 2 million? Do you really want to put $32 million of your salary cap in Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, and Jericho Sims? Now, if your answer is yes, by all means, do it. But if your answer is no, I'd like to hear the alternative. Because for me, I don't really care either way. But what I would say though is to the Hartensteiners out of the world, $32 million for a center position that's going to look like this, you're going to have to live with that for the next 3 years. Easy. Until Mitch money come off the books, until Sims money come off the books.
I'll tell you why I'm okay with it. One of those two is gone. I'm 100% comfortable with Jericho Sims being my backup center for the next 3 to 5 years. 100%. I actually like Jericho. I'm 100% comfortable with that. Now, here's my thing. If you look at his numbers, the reason his numbers, and this is just my opinion, it's just one man's opinion. The reason his numbers look the way the numbers look, in my opinion, is simply that he doesn't hunt for stats. He doesn't. And there have been plenty nights where you could have snagged 25 rebounds. Go ahead and get the rebound, Josh. I'm good. So I agree with you. You definitely want to try 32 mil in those positions. However, somebody got to go. But the question I have as a counter, because Kalel Ware's pretty much played himself out of the Knicks range. Like we can't get him. It's some decent young centers in the draft right now. So the question I have at this point would be, are you comfortable with Mitch being your center? That's the biggest question that you have. And it's not a basketball or a game related thing with Mitch. Mitch is a defensive player of the year type player, but these injuries, bro. We had this conversation 3 years ago when he had the first lower leg injury and it was like a micro fracture or something. We had this conversation before. When 7-footers get those injuries like that, brother, oftentimes they don't stop. They don't stop. So I mean, I can't trust him to be available. And he's got probably the best contract in the whole league at the center position. It descends. I think it goes down to $12 million. You can't beat that. But I can't. I mean, small ball works for us.
Right.
It work. I think it's proven that it works for us if you have a big that's willing, to move the basketball and move it out the basketball. I just don't know how we would look if it was reversed and Ihar was out and Mitch was in. I legitimately don't know how it would look. I don't. I don't. I really don't know how it would look. And I hope we don't ever have to find that out.
Right. You know what I think, bro? I would say before you lock yourself in, see if there is a center out there with a jump shot.
Oh, it's some in this draft.
Right. Before you lock yourself in, see if there's a center with a jump shot. See, because the thing is, at times when you put Precious, Josh Hart, and Hartenstein on the floor, you only have two jump shooters on the floor.
Well, you can supplement it if you got dudes that can go for 40 points. And I think that what you're saying is fair because to a degree, it it really comes down to the fact that we have and this is why having that superstar player in house is important. When you have a player, a true superstar player, that if everybody else is off, okay, forget it. I'll go out and score 32 points in the second half. When you have that kind of player, you know what I'm saying? It changes everything. So it allows you to have a center that's going to average 7 points and 5 rebounds, a power forward that's going to average, 20, 21 points and 12 rebounds, and then a shooting guard that averages 9.
Right.
But my whole thing is
But
I
that's
want to
not
get to the
ideal. But
point.
that's not
It's
ideal.
not ideal. It's not ideal. And to me, it's not a sustainable recipe for success.
Right.
It's not. To ask anyone to do that is it's just not.
On
That's why I
a
said
on a nightly
earlier,
basis.
we got to get to the point where if we're in the playoffs, we don't have to depend on Jalen to score 40.
Yeah.
This year, ain't nothing we can do about it. It just is what it is. That's what we
This
got
year,
to
this
deal with
year we
right now.
this year we're just playing the hand we're dealt. Right. And so that's what I'm saying about Hart. I'm not saying that Hartenstein's not is a bad player. I'm not saying that. But can you really afford to have Jericho Sims, Precious Achua, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, all of them on the floor in certain combinations with zero floor spacing? No, you can't because what's going to happen is the guy that you depend on is going to get worn down and hurt. Your Jalen Brunson is going to get worn down and hurt because he has to carry too much offensive weight. Right. Give an example. Right. If Hartenstein or Mitch could shoot the three half as well as Miles Turner, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We just wouldn't because you couldn't be you wouldn't be able to you couldn't double team Jalen Brunson because
Well,
now
that's
you
what
have
that's that that's what's hurt. That's what hurt him last night because like they start throwing traps at Brent. Like Hardenstein had like what 12 offensive rebounds.
yeah.
So I mean that's the price you pay. You pick your poison and just hope it don't kill you. So
But
you
but
know,
you heard the Hartenstein game log, right? The Hartenstein game log in the playoffs is mid game, good game, mid game, good game, mid game, good game, good game, good game, mid game, good game. That's Hartenstein. Are we about to pay Hartenstein top 10 level starters money in free agency when he's mid, good, mid, good, mid, good?
well the $1 million question, and you really got to ask at this point is, do you think he can be Nurkic? Can he at least be that?
I don't think Nurkic gets us to a championship.
No, I'm asking because I'm not saying he's the difference between us winning a championship. What I am saying is if if he's out and then Mitch is out, this team is screwed. I like Jericho Sims as a backup. I don't like him as a starting caliber player.
No, no. And I've been saying it for months now, for years maybe. Jericho Sims is not an NBA center. Jericho Sims is a very big NBA power forward, oozing with athleticism that's playing the center spot.
That is,
Yeah. If your if
but
your
I mean
power forward is if your power forward is 6'8", 225, right? Probably the standard power forward in today's NBA. 6'8", 6'9", 225, maybe 230. Right. Jericho Sims is 6'10", 250, and more athletic
and
than most of the power forwards in the NBA.
let me preface this by saying I'm not saying keep our heart at all costs. What I am saying is it's kind of the third cousin to what you're saying. You don't want to spend too much money in the center position, but I I trust Mitch game. I don't trust his health. I don't trust him to stay healthy, bro. Like, and I feel like this team will be in the same position again next year. Like, we'll get to the playoffs, and then we look up and we got freaking uh, Sims and Skylar BCA playing center for us in the playoffs because Mitch is out again with injury.
And
Uh,
I feel you, but I'm asking you, would you trade Hartenstein, Mitch, and Jericho Sims for Jaren Jackson Jr.?
But he's one of the targets that they should have.
No, I'm just asking in general. Would you do it? Would Woodshed do that deal? Would you trade Hartenstein, Mitch, and Jericho Sims for Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Man, I pay for an Uber to get him to Memphis, bro.
Bro, these are the things I'm saying that we should consider. These are the things that we would you trade Hartenstein, Mitch, and Jericho Sims for Anthony Davis?
Oh, yesterday.
These are the things that we should consider, right? And I'm not saying Hartenstein is a bad player. I love Hartenstein. I want him to stay, and I want Mitch to stay, and I want Jericho Sims to stay. But when you get into that salary range up to when you're talking about over $30 million, bro, for the center position, and all you really want is defense and rebounding and health in a Tom Thibodeau defensive scheme, I think you have to consider your options, man. And I love Mitch, by the way. Mitch is my favorite of the entire group, and it's because Mitch has been longer and been here longer, and I have an attachment to him, right? But if everybody say if the Lakers are on the phone like, hey man, hey Anthony Davis for y'all three centers, I have to consider like
Now, if you can upgrade, then yes, you want to look into potentially using him in the sign and trade module to probably upgrade the position. Because the way we play, if you could be lucky enough to get one that can rebound, defend, and shoot, like a Jaren Jackson Jr., then that takes the pressure off the entire team. So, just to be completely honest with you, I get where you're going with it. Um, I do think that, times are getting to the point where the Knicks are going. I mean, we gonna see how the season plays out. I mean, I kind of know how it's gonna play out. Kind of is what it is, but I'm looking for durable players, bro.
And
And
Hartenstein
if
is hurt. Hartenstein's hurt right now with the shoulder and the Achilles.
he's hurt, but he's not injured. He's durable.
Yeah.
I'm looking for dudes like that can help the team even if they get nicked up. And to me, the constant, the micro fractures, the ankle like with Mitch, bro, that's concerning, bro. Like that's beyond concerning for me.
And what I'm saying to you is, and I think we're missing it. What I'm saying to you is, you saw a great performance from Hartenstein last night, right? What do you think
Yeah,
we're gonna get? What do you think we're gonna get in Game 6?
that's the $1 million question.
And it shouldn't be right for a dude that you want to give the bag to.
Well, you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
And
yeah,
and he's not irreplaceable. What he does for this team is critical, though.
yeah,
What he
yeah.
does for this team is critical.
In a perfect world, you get Hartenstein on reasonable market value, and him and Mitch both stay healthy, right?
Yeah, we both know that ain't happening, though.
Yeah. And think about this: if Hartenstein can't stay healthy on a short-term deal, can you imagine how angry you're going to be with Hartenstein on a long-term deal when he can't stay healthy? Even if we like him, bro. We like him, but if there is a move out there, you know, and I know centers get hurt all the time. Every center that I bring up has their fair share of injuries. Embiid, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, regardless of what big man we mention, that big man is gonna be injury prone because of the rigors of the position, right? But what I'm saying to you is I think I would rather, if I gotta move Mitch and if I gotta make the decision on Hartenstein, if I have to make the move on Mitch, and if I have to make the consider making the move with Hartenstein, then I feel like I would be better off getting a young center on a $2 million, $3 million rookie contract, and a vet off the scrap heap. For instance, my scenario would be Khalil Ware and Andre Drummond.
See, like I just said, I think he's played his way out of like. If we're gonna get Keller, well, we gotta trade up, bro.
What's wrong with trading up?
I don't have a problem with it, but that ain't what this front office does, bro. They quote unquote try, but it's just not what they do.
Right?
Because he went to the combine and absolutely wrecked it.
Yeah,
He
because
wrecked
he's a,
it.
he's a physical freak. He's Tyson Chandler, bro.
This
If,
guy
if
got shooting touch,
well, that too. I'm talking
so
about
he
the
could
physical.
he could be Tyson, with a touch of offense, man.
He
So
could be Derek Lively is basically what we're talking about.
yeah, and I agree that there are definitely centers in this draft that can help the team. I just don't think this franchise is at this point. I don't think they're gonna play rookies. Like I think they're like it would have to be just an amazing player. I think for them to say, all right, we're gonna draft this 21-year-old kid, or we're gonna take this 20-year-old kid, and we're gonna run with him.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
be shocked at
Um,
this
um,
point.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is, I agree with you, right? my thing is do I pass up Kal Ware to sign Hartenstein to 4 years, $72 million?
Nah, you don't. You don't. But I'm gonna tell you, I think the most likely scenario for this front office is to say they're gonna get everybody healthy and they're gonna run it back. I think that's the most likely scenario with these guys. It could be different, but I think that's the most likely scenario.
But here's the thing: who pays their backup center $14 million in today's NBA?
Nobody does. That's why unless they are 100% comfortable moving forward with Mitch as the man at the five. And they gotta be 100% comfortable. Unless if they're not 100% comfortable with that, bro, I mean, a decision got to be made, and it is going to have to be one or the other. You cannot have two highly paid centers on your team in 2024. It just don't make sense.
Yeah,
It just don't make sense.
yeah.
It
So
it, make, it just makes no sense whatsoever. So the decision is going to have to be made, and it's going to have to be made like expeditiously.
yeah, yeah. And my stance is if they sign Hartenstein to 4 years, 80 million, and Mitch is the backup at 14 million, and they bring back Jericho Sims, I don't care. Hey man, I'm cool. I trust the front office. But what I'm saying is don't paint yourself in a corner, right? Don't spend your money on the first thing you see. You remember that? You remember how your mom used to give you $20 to go to the fair? You go to the fair with that
Always.
$20 bill, and as soon as you walk in the gate, you broke, and you ain't even seen the rest of the stuff in the fair yet. You know what I'm saying? You just burn all your money, and you ain't even walked to the back of the fair yet. Now you like, oh man, I'm broke, man. And dang, there go pumpkin over there by the lemonade stand. I can't go over there. I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying?
Always, man.
And so yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like just shop around, right? When they come to the fair, my mama told me you better shop around. That's all I'm saying with that.
Yeah. Mama also said, take your time, young man, too.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I don't think it's a wrong answer. I do think that they need to decide because I'm looking at the Western Conference, and it's not that I said, man, it's no way, but those teams are healthy, bro. They straight up healthy. Denver, they got all their guys back. Minnesota, McDaniels is back. So it's gonna take a miracle, and I do
Oh, it's
believe
gonna
in
take a
miracles.
miracle. Yeah, yeah,
I do believe in miracles, but it's gonna take a miracle for this thing to you know
yeah,
keep moving.
yeah. But the fortunate thing is the Knicks get miracles by breaking things down, right? They don't get one big miracle. They break it down and get small miracles that add up to like the big miracle. That's what the Knicks do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And so the thing is, I'm not low on Hartenstein. I love Hartenstein and his energy. I love what he brings to the table, right? I love Mitch. Mitch is my heartstring or one of my heartstrings, right? But when you consider Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson are going to make the same amount of money as Donovan Mitchell,
Somebody got to go, man.
you feel me? When you consider the money that the center position is going to make is going to be comparable to the likes of DeMar DeRozan. Well, DeMar DeRozan will probably get more. He'll probably get more, right? But yeah, man.
He and Demar's the guy that's out there that you can acquire that can help your team with the scoring, especially in the fourth quarter. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's plenty of options out there, man. And I just want to be 100% confident that if the rare occasion Jalen Brunson has a 7 for 26 shooting night, that we so good, man, that we got the next man up, and I don't have to pray about it and on my knees every time, hoping somebody can give us 20. Who was that texting? But I think that the main thing that we have to keep focus of is we got a lot of games ahead of us right now. The teams that we are about to play, they expect the Knicks to fold to a degree, and they ain't gonna fold.
Right. Bro,
They ain't gonna fold,
why your people always hit you up at the end of the day wanting something ASAP?
man.
Yeah, hey, that's
It
every day,
never
right?
fails. Never fails, bro.
Every day. Yo, I need this ASAP. Well, why'd you wait till anyways. Anyways. Yeah, so would you consider an alternative?
In what way?
In every way. Would you consider all of the alternatives?
I think that we've seen enough from what we have to say that they're not gonna screw anything up, but you always like injuries are beyond their control. There's nothing that Thibodeau could have done
No,
to
that's
to
not fair,
to, to
bro.
start that's why it's so crazy. Got all these unqualified bozos talking about it on TV.
Yeah.
It's nothing he could have done, to
Right.
prevent this. It
Right.
is what it is. It happened. Nothing you can do to change it.
Let it go.
So, we just got to talk about what we have, and what they do have is what we talked about last week, which is they need to play Alec Burks.
Yeah.
Like no ifs, no ands, or buts about it, because all you need is scoring, and that's what he giving them,
Yeah.
scoring.
And good team defense. Is he a great individual defender? At this stage of his career, probably not. But at least he knows what we want to do inside of our system. You know.
And when you need a bucket, and I mean absolutely need a bucket, he probably second on the team behind Brunson, bro. When you absolutely need a bucket, and it's not an ideal situation, you may get trapped. You know what I'm saying? You may get blitzed off the pick and roll when it's not the most ideal situation. You absolutely need a bucket. Alec Burks can give you a bucket. So I'm glad Thibodeau, wasn't so married to his rotations that he said, I can't play the guy.
Nah, that wasn't Alec Burks was hurt. Alec Burks had the shoulder injury. Remember, about 15 games left, Alec Burks just started sitting out because of the shoulder injury. That's why his shot
Yeah,
was off. Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, yo, shout out to Alec Burks, man, for not being a crybaby about it too. Right?
he
When
he
people were,
he didn't pull a Fournier, man. He didn't pull a Evan Fournier.
yeah,
So that's major props to him on that. He
yeah,
didn't go cry in the car. So he knew what it was about, though, and he knew, and I know he knew it was going to be a time with it, but the team needed him, bro.
yeah,
He knew.
yeah. And he was gonna be right here professional. That's why he here. And that's why him and Ryan Archie-Diacono gonna be back next year. Because they're professionals, bro. I can damn near guarantee that the Knicks are gonna have 4 Villanova Wildcats next year. Again.
Absolutely,
I can almost guarantee it.
absolutely, bro.
Yeah, man. But what about the Hartenstein thing? What do you think? What do you expect from Hartenstein in Game 6? I
Well,
know you're
it's
telling
it's
me
it's
it's a
it's
roll of the dice, right? I don't want to roll the
it's
dice, bro.
well, the reason I say that is not necessarily roll of the dice because of what he brings. I say roll of the dice because he's such an unselfish player that
Yeah.
he's not going to intentionally go out there and try to get 12 offensive rebounds again. He's going to do it. If that's what the team needs him to do, he's going to do it. If the
Right.
team needs him to score 20 points, then he's going to do it. So his production, bro, we don't really know what we're going to get. And that's based on the simple fact that he's the type of glue guy that I'm going to do whatever the team needs. Kind of like Josh Hart. Josh Hart may give you 30 points and 5 rebounds and 2 assists, or he may give you 10 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 assists. You don't know from the standpoint of the guy is he's going to try and impact the team in the best way that he can impact the team.
Right. 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 So he can impact the team in other ways.
Right. And I think
Different ways.
the reason he's important in this series is that he's not backing down. You know what I'm saying? He's not backing down. And dudes like Turner that we know play with, plastic toys at home can't be up here acting like they Dennis Rodman from the '97 Bulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like the unofficial enforcer of the New York Knicks. They
Right.
got one. Big 30 is the real enforcer, but he's filling that void in that role. So what's happening as a result is the teams are buying into it. And the thing is, when you look at Dante, Jalen, and Josh Hart, they expect to compete for championships together, and they play that way.
Right.
So that's the missing element that I don't think gets talked about enough. Is that they expect to compete for. Y'all have a good day and win championships together. So when you look at this team, these dudes are playing out of their minds.
Right.
These dudes play like they in the 2016 NCAA tournament again.
Right.
Out of their
Right.
minds, bro.
Right.
So I think that what he brings is, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Mitch is soft. You know what I'm saying? But Mitch not gonna talk about it. He ain't
Right.
gonna talk about it. Mitch the type of dude to catch you come across the lane, and all of a sudden you see a bicep and you black out.
Yeah.
But I think that he can fill an Oakley type role for this team. and
Okay.
that's and that's bring the toughness. Like he may average 8 and 9, or his career year may be 14 and 9,
Yeah.
but I think he can be an Oakley type and be that dude that teams look at and say, okay, 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 we're gonna have to deal with him. I
Right.
don't know what we're gonna do with him yet, but we're gonna have to deal with him.
Right. Right.
You need those type of dudes that can protect your stars,
Okay.
and I think he can help with that. The ideal player would be Mitchell Robinson. But hell, I don't know if we're gonna have Mitchell Robinson, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean that situation. I hurt for the kid more so than anything else because
Right.
it bothers me.
Right.
It really bothers me that this kid is in a situation where, man, he like 3 out of 4 seasons he's finished on the injury list.
He give you everything that he got. He
Yep,
give you everything that he got, but his body can't withstand the rigors of the NBA season.
yep. That's the reality of it. And I hate it. I hate it for the kid more so than anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else. I hate it for the kid because I feel like he's doing a good job. I feel like he's taking care of his body. I think he's doing the right things. Man, it just so happens that he's just dealing with the injury.
Yeah. Injuries are a part of the game.
Yeah,
It's like how I
unfortunately.
feel about former Chicago Bear great Victor Cruz.
Oh God.
It's how I feel about bro. The injuries just deep, bro. Vic Cruz. I don't know if this chat remembers Vic Cruz, right? But Vic Cruz was on pace to be a Hall of Famer, right? And now we remember him like how we remember Amani Toomer, right? Hakeem Nicks, right? We remember him how we remember Mark Ingram, right? It's not fair, but it is what it is. and I know young Giants fans don't remember all the names that I'm saying, right?
No, it,
It
it,
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 it
it, de- it definitely is what it is. That
yeah,
that's for sure. It is what it is. And to that point, when people ask me who's the greatest New York Giants receiver that I've ever seen, my answer is always the season that I saw under Victor Cruz
yeah,
when he was right there with Megatron and touchdowns and yardage. Like
yeah,
he had like 1,500 yards and was averaging like 102 yards a game,
yeah,
like 19 yards a catch. That
yeah.
was the best I've ever seen a receiver play over there.
The best
So
technician, the best technician was a dude that used to wear number 12 for the Giants. Yeah, I remember him. Um, I think he led the NFL in receptions one year. The Giants had a receiver out of USC named Steve Smith.
Steve Smith, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I
not
remember
that,
him.
not that Steve Smith, but the other
No,
Steve
not
Smith.
that. No, no. I'm talking about number 12, Steve Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. People get it mixed up. Yeah, not
yeah,
that one. It's two Steve Smiths, but he had like 112 catches one year.
yeah, yeah.
112.
In the
And here's
slot.
the thing. So you gonna make me mad now. This is why I don't buy all these constant excuses for Daniel Jones and quote unquote weapons. If you would have put Eli Manning on last year's team and said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna give you this dude named Darren Waller. I'm gonna give you a slot receiver that was third in the NFL in separation, um, which was
Percentage.
4 yards of separation per route, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
Wandale Robinson, that's a former running back. So if you just get it to him in space, he's gonna get you a first down.
yeah. Just get it to him
And
quickly,
then
bro. You ain't got to hold the ball.
I'm gonna give you Jalen Hyatt, 4.3 speed, Biletnikoff Award winner, Darius Slayton out of Auburn University. That's another 4.3 guy. I'm gonna give you Paris Campbell out of Ohio State. They ran a 4.31. Eli Manning would have cooked with that team. And I got Barkley in the backfield. Eli Manning would have cooked. He'd have been top five in passing yards, top five in passing touchdowns. And I'm not gonna rant on Daniel Jones. I'm just gonna say this. When it comes to the quarterback position, you either have the guy or you have a guy.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is a guy.
yeah,
Justin Fields was a guy.
yeah.
When
But
you
it is
got
what it is.
the
Hey,
guy,
when we start doing that Giants talk, bro. When we start doing it, bro, I have a breakdown for Giants fans, and I don't know if I told y'all this or not, but I think the Giants are two fixable problems away from winning the division, and it's not as crazy as what people think. But I'll save that. I'm gonna save that for the Big Blue Show. So if you're a fan of Big Blue football, man, get ready for Big Blue. Get ready for the Big Blue Wrecking Crew show. So it'll be me and some hardcore Giants fans on there talking about Big Blue. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things, I don't know everything, right? I don't claim to be a genius, but there are some things that I do know, and football is one of them, right? Right. If you think I can break down basketball, bro, you ain't seen nothing. Right now, if you ask me to fix a transmission in your car, we got to go pay for that.
yeah,
But when it comes to football, when it comes to sports, bim, bim. That's all I'm saying. Bim. So what else you got, bro?
that's it, man. Eventually, we're gonna have to dedicate one of these spots to some football. And just football in general, though. But all I got is I'm gonna say it with confidence. I'm gonna say Knicks and six because those dudes were blatantly embarrassed on Sunday night. I don't think they ever want to go through something like that again. And I think they'll go to Indiana on a mission. I think they're gonna close them out.
Okay.
Then they're gonna close them out. So this time next week, we'll be talking about the Boston series.
Yeah. 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 I agree with you. On that note, everybody, we're gonna get out of here. Nick's freestyle coming your way at 7:30. The guys have a lot of stuff to get off their chest. And so Free Keith and GI and I have been texting. And so be prepared for that. Um, so Giants fans, get ready for us to review the draft and do a broad overview of the team. And Jet fans, gangrene, get ready. Gangrene, get ready because we're gonna talk some Jets also on separate shows. So it's gonna be a Giants show and a Jet show. We'll probably wind up doing it on playback TV where we can show video and things of that sort. And so we'll probably pick out a game and watch it together and just break down the small things of the game so that you'll see why the Giants are two fixable things away from winning the division, winning the NFC East. On that note, we out of here. Wood, thank you for coming through. The big boss man himself. Peace, everybody.